What up, family? This is Neil. Once again, this is another episode of Keeping Your Best Love. Now, in the spirit of my Steelers, for those of you who don't know, we're 8-0, so I'm on a gloat now while we're undefeated. So, first order of business, as usual, is assess where your relationship is right now. Whether you're married or in a committed relationship, where is it? Are you in ecstasy? Are you in happiness? Are you in contentment? Are you fearful? You don't know what's going to happen next? Or are you just miserable in your relationship? So assess your relationship vibration, your love frequency, and figure out where you're at today. Now, if you're here, rejoice about it. If you're down here, then you need to do something about it. Now, the subject of today is savoring the moment. Savoring the moment. Now, with this, I want to call it an epidemic of divorce and breakups and death and separation and tragedy. You just never know when it's going to be the last time you get to be with the one you love. You just never know. Death, tragedy, or divorce, or whatever. So the moments that you have together, don't take them for granted. I mean, I ain't talking about big stuff, because think about it. You know, the people that have been with their best love and they separated from them for one reason or another, or got separated from one reason or another, they don't really home in on the big stuff. They look at small things like how she laughed, or how he smiled, or how she flipped her hair, or how he put on his clothes, how she brushed her teeth. Just little small things that they did that remind you of who they were. So the next time you're out at dinner with the one you love, savor that moment. I don't care if it's McDonald's. You know how many people wish they could have McDonald's with the person that they love the most right now, and they can't for one reason or another? At bedtime, when you're in bed with one another, count it a blessing that that person was able to get in bed beside you and just be there while you go to sleep. That when you reach over, there's somebody there, a warm body there for you to just grab and hold. Or you wake up and they're laying on your chest, or they're behind you, embracing you from behind. The moments that you share are just so important. Things that we take for granted, and we don't really understand how important they are until they're gone. I mean, it can go deeper, where when you finish a love session and that your man is looking at you like, girl, where in the heck did that come from? Or a man, when you finish with your woman, she's laying there like a wet noodle in your chest, completely exhausted, unable to move, because you gave her exactly what she needed. Those are the times you appreciate what had just transpired, and appreciate them together. Create more moments. It's not necessarily money. You know, you might buy her something or buy him something, and you know what material things are. You get tired of them. Build something that you can reminisce about. Boy, I remember I was having a bad day at work, and you just showed up at my job with flowers. That really made my day. So when you're having a good moment, acknowledge that. Feed that moment. Feed that good energy. Keep those moments in the forefront. And because everybody, I'm talking about everybody, men, women, children, it doesn't matter, animals, we all want appreciation. So anytime someone makes you feel good from a physical level, emotional level, a spiritual level, acknowledge that. You'd be surprised how many people starve their relationship because they're not appreciative of the other person, and the person just kind of goes on. I mean, really, especially men. Men, really, we do all these crazy things that are completely out of character just to see your teeth, just to see you smile. Women will go the extra mile asking their girlfriends, how to cook meatloaf because she know you like meatloaf, or how to make the right type of macaroni and cheese because she heard her mother told her the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Those are the times that you relish. Create moments, candlelight dinners, just sitting down and having a good conversation, or sending messages between one another. Just a random text or a random message between one another. Those are like foreplay messages. Not necessarily sexual, but it could be showing appreciation for that person, because it's so important that we understand our mortality. We're immortals. What does mortality mean? That means we're not going to be here. This thing here is going to end. So the next time you feel like you need to bring down your woman, or insult her intelligence, or talk down to her, or call her out her name, or raise your voice at her, remember that might lead to a day where she ain't getting in your car no more. She's not calling your phone no more. She's not getting in the bed no more with you. When you leave from a particular location and she's following you to your car, to get in the car with you, to be there with you, to take care of you, to cook your meals, to wash your clothes, to share her life with you. Keep those things in perspective before you decide to mistreat her. Ladies, your men may not be as sensitive as you want them to be at certain times, but acknowledge his effort. He may not make the mark all the time, but look at his effort to please you, his effort to put a smile on your face. Don't be so hard on the man. Don't be afraid to teach him. Now, I'm not saying to correct him in a way where you're hollering at him or bringing him down, but say, honey, it would be nice if you blank. It would make me happy if you do blank. That's how you get your man to move, ladies. Not with rolling your neck and hollering and screaming and calling him out his name and belittling him. If he really loves you, and you got you a good man, he lives to protect you and make you happy and put a smile on your face. So relish those moments. Now, some men ain't, and that's a whole different conversation. I'm talking about maximizing the moment. And then a lot of things, we take things for granted and we think, okay, I'm done with this one. I'm gonna go on to the next one. I'll just go ahead. I don't got to put up with that. I'm gonna bye. If you don't want me, somebody else will. But what you don't understand, and think about this, the people that you've been with through your life in either sexual or emotional level or romantic level, certain people bring certain things out of you. So somebody might bring the sexuality out of you, the beast in you. Some may bring the intelligence out of you. Some may bring your heart out of you, or emotions out of you. Certain different people bring certain things out of you. That's not just in romantic relationships, but even if you go back and start hanging with your high school people again, you tend to act and speak the same way as you did in high school. Or if you hang around thugs, or I guess the in crowd or a rowdy crowd, then your behavior kind of matches that particular crowd. So just don't think you can just run out there and get someone that's going to respond to you the way you want them to respond to you. It's not, I don't care how fine you are, how much money you got, or whatever. We're talking about keeping your best love. Don't think you can run out there and get your best love, because statistics show that you only fall in love 3 times in your life. 4 if you're lucky. I mean, I'm talking about really in love. I'm talking about the type of love to where you give them your all. A lot of times it's your first love, because your first love, there's no bounds. You haven't experienced any hurt yet, so you're not afraid to give. So it gets more difficult to give the more times you get married or the more partners that you get, because each time you switch partners, you've dealt with some type of pain. So understand what it feels like to be, single. Now, granted, people want to be single and be alone, the fast life, whatever. And I get it. People have fun and change partners and run and have nobody to answer to, so on and so forth. But that gets old. I promise you it'll get old. I promise you that you want to come home to somebody consistently that you're happy to see, and they're happy to see you back. And I ain't talking about your dog either. I'm talking about your mate, your man, your woman, your significant other. So just understand that before you decide to take for granted or mistreat your relationship. You're laying down with your partner. Scroll through your pictures, your old pictures in your phone, and reminisce. Feed that. I really enjoyed this time with you. You really made me laugh when you did this, that, and the other. This is all ecstasy, happiness. Those things, you're feeding your relationship. So I'm asking you to savor the moment. Understand. Because loneliness is not fun. So think before you sabotage your relationship. Think about what you're missing out on. If somebody is really into you, is really pouring into you, that's not a time to take them for granted. It's not a time to say, I'm bored with that particular individual. And granted, that's a whole nother conversation. But all I'm asking you today with this lesson today is savor the moment. Appreciate the good things in your relationship. And I promise you, the negativity, because they can't exist together. Negativity and positivity can't exist together. If you're feeding your relationship positive energy, once that negative energy creeps in from circumstances, you're able to overcome that. Why? Because you got so much positivity in your relationship, if that makes sense. So, with that being said, that's it for today, boys and girls. Peace and hair grease. If you enjoy this commentary, hit the subscribe button, the YouTube channel. If you need to reach me, you can reach me through coachingrelationships@yahoo.com. Click the like button. And if you really do like it, show your friends. I mean, even if you have a significant other that's not really showing, they're difficult to talk to, and they're really not positively feeding the relationship, I'm gonna look at the video. Maybe they might maybe I can reach them a little differently if they hear it from a second party. So until we meet again.